What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to tonight's late night transfer news roundup, but we're going to be focusing on the centre-back situation and a potentially developing story around Adam Wharton, with two different sources giving two varying bits of information, shall we say. We're also going to discuss the manager's future and a couple of other bits and pieces that we think will keep you right up to date with where we're currently at with Liverpool Football Club. Do let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and of course I hope to see you with us tomorrow for the late night agenda. So my own information on the managerial situation is that Arne Slot will not be the Liverpool coach come the summer. There's lots more we talked about around that in tonight's late night agenda. I won't bore you with all of the details of it now, but I do think unless an absolutely outstanding candidate becomes available between now and then, Arne will see out the season and then, as it stands, be relieved of his duties. That will lead me nicely into speaking a little bit about Harvey Elliott. And there's been, again, a lot of will he, won't he, coming back to Liverpool. But Paul Joyce has said, as it stands, Harvey Elliott will not be returning to Liverpool. Liverpool have no recall option, and there's been no contact from Aston Villa. Now, this leaves them in a very difficult situation because there's interest from the MLS. I believe it's Charlotte FC, Fabrizio Romano has said. If Liverpool don't have an option to recall him, then it would take Aston Villa to cancel it. And if those conversations haven't happened yet, then I don't know what's going to happen there. But what I do know is Harvey has been dealt a very unfortunate hand, and I hope he can get back playing football as soon as possible. Unai Emery spoke about the situation today, reaffirming that the reason he's not playing is because if they play a certain amount of games, that'll trigger the obligation to buy, and they don't want to buy him. So that's unfortunately where we're at with Harvey. Ben Jacobs has said this: Crystal Palace want to get Adam Wharton to sign a new deal and keep him, then make it a saga in 2027. If that doesn't happen, there is a gentleman's agreement, to my understanding, i.e. Ben Jacobs' understanding, for about 60 to 65 million pound that Wharton could go if a Champions League club come calling. No movement in January. Now, that's been contradicted, shall we say, by Indy Kayla, who said something very different, and this is what Indy had to say. Bombshell exclusive: Liverpool making extraordinary moves to sign Adam Wharton, and Liverpool are in talks with Crystal Palace to see if a deal can be done at a realistic price. No mention there of when that would be. Would it be for the summer? Would it be for now? But either way, I would be very happy if Adam Wharton did become a Liverpool player, either now or in the summer. Footy Insider, they've said that Jan-Paul van Hecke wants to move to Liverpool Football Club, with the defender unlikely to commit to a new contract with Brighton, having become aware of interest from Liverpool and Spurs. Now, Sam Maguire, who is a journalist that I have a lot of respect for, Sam Maguire has done a bit of a deep dive, I believe, over on his, I think it's on his, not his Patreon account, I think it's on his, bear with me, it'll come to me in a moment. Anyway, Sam has done a bit of a deep dive into the Substacks, that's the word I'm looking for. Sam's done a bit of a deep dive, and I do urge you to check out Sam Maguire's Substack, or go on X and just search Sam Maguire 90. Sam has said Liverpool have had a win probability rate of 48% in the Premier League this season, and it was 53% during the entirety of 2025. This isn't just a blip, and it definitely isn't just bad luck. Now, you can see now that the tide is starting to change. On the stream tonight, I read out a couple of different pieces from journalists, all starting to say that the football isn't good enough, there's no direction, there's no style, there's no substance in the way we're playing, and I'm relieved and I'm saddened. I'm relieved that finally people are starting to talk some sense, but I'm saddened that this is the case, because of course none of us wanted this season to go the way it has so far, but unfortunately this is where we're at the minute. Sam Allardyce, speaking for the No Tippy Tappy Football podcast, said clubs in the Saudi Pro League are interested in signing Salah, and he said, make no mistake, Liverpool will sell him if a Saudi club comes in for him with a good offer. There's no loyalty either way in football, whether it's players or when the football club want to get rid of them. They've done it before. How much did they make off Jordan Henderson? Normally he would have seen out his contract and gone for free, but they got nearly 20 million from him. I think he's forgetting the part where Liverpool did in fact give Jordan Henderson a new deal, and Jurgen went to bat with the higher-ups to make sure he got it, and that then Jordan Henderson made the decision that he wanted to move on because he couldn't be guaranteed a starting role at Liverpool. I do agree, look, there's no loyalty in football, club-wise or player-wise, But I want to know what you guys think on the Mohamed Salah situation. Do you expect a bid to come in from Saudi? And do you think there's any chance Liverpool will entertain it whatsoever in January? I'm kind of with Jamie Carragher on this one. I do think Mo deserves a proper send-off, and that would be better done at the end of the season, maybe with an understanding and a knowledge that he's going to move on. Or maybe he comes back, hits the ground running, rediscovers his form, and we get to see him for the next 18 months, and it's win-win-win. So do let me know what you think happens here. But either way, I don't think we've quite seen the end of the situation with Mo Salah. So, Liverpool's captain Virgil van Dijk said something today that kind of piqued my interest and made me go back and find what the manager has had to say. Let me read this out to you. He said, I sensed that the fans were feeling a little bit uneasy as well. It's very easy to say we should move the ball quicker when you play against a team that will play with a 5-4-1 or a 5-3-2. Sometimes you have to drag them to one side and then obviously speed up. But like I said, it's part of our game and it wasn't good enough. So he's well aware that you need to drag a team and create overloads. But that's not what a manager says. A manager, when speaking about a low block, seems to think that there are two ways to beat it. He said, if you look at football, you see two ways of unlocking a low block. You need pace, you need to be quick and dominate your one-on-one situations, or you need a set piece. No, you need to move the ball quickly, create overloads, and as Virgil said, make sure that you exploit those overloads. We haven't been doing that. We've been moving the ball far too slowly and also haven't been anywhere near direct enough to try to win some of those second balls. So some of the stuff coming from Arna has just added to my frustration. But then it got even worse. Then he said, not for the first time this season, from all the ball possession we have, we generate chances. I don't think it's enough. Maybe it should be enough if you look at the XG, but we should be able to create more. XG means nothing, Arna. Points mean something. Putting the ball in the back of the net means something. Now, we do have some good news on a young centre-back coming in, and I still don't know what the situation is with Joel Ordonez because there's been mixed reporting on that. Some, like Jack Lusby, think that yes, there is interest there from Liverpool, but that is nowhere near as far along as others have been reporting, whereas some other journalists, mainly from the South American or Ecuadorian side, have said that keep an eye in the coming hours. Liverpool are closing in on a deal up to £43 million, £35 million up front with $8 million in add-ons for the Club Brugge 21-year-old centre-back. And I think he's a very fine, capable centre-back. So I'm hoping that that interest is genuine. Fabrizio Romano has said, and many others have backed this up as well today, and credit to Alex Huber 81 as the original source of this story. Liverpool agreed deal to sign 17-year-old Austrian centre-back Ifeni Nweke for the summer of 2026. Here we go. If you're looking to search the young man's name, first name spelled Ifeanyi, surname spelled Ndukwe. Plays for Austria Vienna, and somebody in the chat tonight kindly came in who was a fan of Austrian football and said he was a huge reason well they got to the final of the Under-17 World Cup, and said that he's an absolutely outstanding talent. As well as that, he's 6'5" already. And one report says that Liverpool are going to pay millions to bring him in. Romano said there's an agreement in place valid from July. Austria Vienna accepted the proposal and seen as a huge talent, he said yes to the Liverpool project. So we look forward to welcoming him to the club in the summer, and he won't come in until he does turn 18, as I mentioned, which will be in the summertime before we see him at Liverpool. Whether he'll come straight into the first team setup or not, look, that remains to be seen because there's a lot can happen between now and then. So that is pretty much it for tonight's late night news roundup, ladies and gentlemen. We've gone through quite a lot again today. Don't forget, the Reds are back in action against Fulham on Sunday. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff. We'll be here for the watch along from 1:45 to take you through it. Connor will be back in the morning with an early news update video. I'll be here in the evening, and of course tomorrow night with a late night agenda. But until then, thank you as always for your support. Much love. Actually, do you know what? I'm lying to you. I won't be here tomorrow night for a late night agenda. Tomorrow night is my night off, but we will make sure that the preview goes out for you tomorrow morning, and there will be a news update video as well. Apologies for the confusion there. Much love. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.